Hi guys, how are we doing today? It's Kelly here from Spiritual Awakening Signs. I help people who are going through spiritual awakening to reduce their challenging signs and symptoms and make the whole process much easier. And we're continuing that plan today with an energy healing meditation to help you with sleep, because sleep is a really big challenge during spiritual awakening, and your sleep can be massively disturbed throughout the awakening process, and there's a few reasons for that I'm going to cover today so that you have an understanding of why it happens in the first place. And then we're going to get into some energy healing that will help to program your energies so that they're calmer, so that they're more settled in the evening, so that you are staying in a more grounded energetic position throughout the evening when you're sleeping. And also you can use this meditation just now to program your energies in preparation, or you can come back to any time that you like. If you're getting ready to go to sleep, you can start to settle yourself, and that should help. So please say hello, let me know who's online, who's joining us just now. That would be fantastic, and we'll get into it in just a little minute. So what I do want to share with you first is the fact that your sleep is so interrupted and disturbed throughout spiritual awakening is down to a few key things. It's down to the fact that you are ungrounded. So when we are going to sleep throughout spiritual awakening, when you go to sleep in the evening, what's happening is that you are doing a lot of energetic things that you may be unaware of. So you're doing things like you're connecting to your higher self, you're connecting to your guides, you're having energetic downloads, you're being upgraded. You might be doing astral travel. There's lots of different things that could be happening that you're unaware consciously are actually going on. So when that happens, it puts us into a really ungrounded position, and it means that every time you start to go to sleep or you start to try and settle down for the evening, everything amps up. So those energies that are starting to work with you throughout the evening, while you're sleeping, while you're unconscious, start to create some problems. So what they do is they start to become overcharged. So you start to feel like you can't really settle, you can't calm down, you might feel anxious, you might feel kind of restless, you might feel like your mind is racing because it starts to bring up all your stuff. The more ungrounded you get, the more all your emotions, all your issues start to come to play. So you might have all this stuff on your mind and you're like, why now? Why is it happening now? Because your soul thinks it's a good time to start working on all this stuff, and it's not. It's a time for rest. So it can cause a lot of problems, and it can mean that you either sleep and then wake up and you're awake for large parts of the night, or you are unable to get to sleep in the first place. And it just creates a lot more tension. It's tough enough to go through awakening without being able to get proper rest. So what we need to do is to teach your energies how to stay more grounded and get the kind of pressured energy out of them, kind of decharge them a little bit, so that when you try to go to sleep in the evening, your energies are calmer and they know how to handle the intense energies that are working with your soul throughout the evening, even if you're unaware of it. So is that all making sense? I can see some people commenting, so I just want to say hello to everyone. Hi to Nadia from California, David from Jersey, Lily, she says it's perfect timing, she feels fidgety and lost. Awakening is so tough. Thank you for all you do. You're very welcome. I love doing this work. Hi to Kirsty and Edward. Kirsty's saying she feels exhausted and disconnected. This makes sense. Yeah, it can create a really strange feeling, and it's also, it can put you into this energy where you feel completely wired, but you're tired, you're exhausted. Lily says, yep, waking up every 3 hours for the past 3 nights, and the week before that would sleep between 2 to 4 hours. The other thing that can affect you during spiritual awakening is any type of astrological event. So any type of full moon, new moon, retrograde, any shifting, planetary shifting of alignments and things like that. You might find that you're up all night and you can't understand why you can't sleep and you can't rest, and then you find out later that there's been some shift that you didn't know about. All these things ungrounded energies. Hi to Karen as well. So let's get into some healing. So what we're going to be doing today is the energy preparations, really, to help you sleep. So you can use this meditation today, and you don't need to use it before you go to sleep. Just test it out and see how it is, because we're putting the programming in place. So it doesn't matter if you're not going to sleep after this, that's all right. We're putting the programming in place just now to help you get better rest throughout awakening later on. But what you can also do if you're struggling is listen to it maybe a little while before bed. I wouldn't listen to it straight before you go to sleep, because it might be a little, it might kind of bring your energies awake and alive a little bit, but maybe about an hour, 2 hours before sleep, just to program your energies, and that should help. So let's get into this energy healing meditation. Hi to Julie as well. Thanks for joining us. So if you can just close your eyes, everyone, and maybe take a nice deep breath. Just centering yourself and getting ready for the energy healing that we're about to do. Just allowing the guides who assist us to begin working with your energy now. And these are a collection of very high vibrational guides that I've worked with for quite some time now. And they're absolutely dedicated to helping us on the awakening pathway to move through all the challenges and get to the good stuff, get to the happy parts. So just giving them permission to work with your energy now. Okay, so the first thing I'm aware of is this real, there's a real overactivity of energy. So our souls and our chakras, everything's very, very overactive, very overcharged at night. And it's because on the soul level, it seems like an appropriate time to do it. Well, you're not busy, so let's start this energetic work now. But we're just going to teach it how to process it a little bit more easily. So we're not stopping the process, we're just processing it more compatibly with our lives. Okay. So let's start by releasing some of the excess charge in your energy system. Let's release the pressure. And let's also ask that the level of energetic flow is reduced to a level that is most compatible and appropriate for you and your energy. It's just allowing the guides to adjust that specifically to you, to tailor it to your needs. Okay, so I'm picking up on there are some energies to do with shifts in the moon, and these astrological shifts really heightening our energies. So let's ask that the guides teach our energy systems how to process those shifts with ease, how to remain calm and relaxed throughout those astrological shifts, and show us how to release the energetic pressure and intensity that we pick up from the moon and other astrological shifts, and show us how to be compatible with that energy. Show us the truth that any astrological shifts can be gentle. Let's show your energy system how to remain grounded while you sleep. Let's show your energy system how to accept the shifts and the changes energetically while still maintaining proper rest, recuperation and relaxation. Yeah, there's still an issue with the astrological shifts and with the moon. I think for some of us there's a sense of unease around the moon, just kind of heightened energy. There's a little bit of fear around what that energy can do and how it can affect us, and this could be old past life stuff, it could be old belief systems that we've picked up. So let's just ask that if that is an issue for us, that we release that belief system now, disconnect us from any old belief systems that are no longer helpful, that are no longer appropriate. And show us the truth that it's safe to be connected to the moon, that we are safe at night, And let's also just settle any frazzled energies. So any energies that are really hyperactive, let's show them how to settle and how to remain in that settled position, in that settled state. And just bringing in an understanding for the soul of how important sleep actually is, why we need sleep, why it's important for our awakening process and our daily lives. Show us the truth that proper rest can help us move forward in our awakening. It can help us to progress. And let's maybe ask the soul not to work us just too hard. There's a pressure there, there's a time pressure. It's got to move forward, got to do it now, got to upgrade, got to do all these other things. It's like, okay, we'll get to that. Let's just ask that the sense of pressure and the fear of failure around your mission, let's ask that that's released now, and show you instead how to process these energetic shifts at a level that is appropriate and healthy and compatible for you. And show you that you can do that without pressure, without fear, without panic. Show you the truth on the soul level that you're already achieving your mission, you're already achieving your goal. There's no need for pressure. Let's release the soul from that concept of time pressure too. The concept that there's not enough time, that time's going to run out. Remind the soul that it is not governed by time. Lovely. Okay. So as we're just finishing up now, just bringing your focus back into the present moment. Beginning to become aware of the sounds around you, the room that you're in. Bringing your conscious focus back into the moment. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Just come back around. Sometimes it takes a little moment if you've been quite deep while we were doing the healing there. So just come back around. Do let us know any shifts that you noticed, anything that came into your awareness as we did that, and also any challenges that you're having with sleep throughout the awakening process, because it definitely can be a bit of a challenge. It's really difficult to kind of unwind with all that intensity going on. Okay. So if you have any questions, do let me know. I'll spend just a little moment just now just to take any questions or any feedback that you have. Let me know if you enjoyed the meditation, and then we'll finish up for today. And I hope that you will continue to get really good rest throughout spiritual awakening. It is tough, but the best advice that I can give you is use this meditation as often as you need, and also keep yourself as grounded as you can. So if you're struggling with that, I would avoid any spiritual practice in the evening. Avoid meditation, avoid working with crystals, avoid essential oils, avoid even incense. Be mindful of the spiritual things you're doing in the evening, because what you're really doing is saying to your system, let's go online and let's start all this spiritual work. And when you do that, then when you try and go and get rest, your system's just totally active, totally in the zone. So you need to just try to unwind just a little bit. Nadia says, what is the best time to start this meditation? I would advise doing it maybe about 2 hours, and 2 hours before bed. So 2 hours before you go to sleep. I would not advise you to do it too close to going to sleep, because you're going to waken all the energies up. So give yourself some time. But I also want you to know that this meditation that we've done today, once might be enough. You might find that your sleep has reprogrammed. Sometimes our energies do reprogram in one sitting. If not, you'll need to repeat this meditation to keep training your energies into position. So I'm not sure about this name. Is it CG? Says it was wonderful. I'm so glad to hear you enjoyed it. Lily says, thank you, calmer, and sight is now blurry. You're maybe just really settling into that relaxed energy. So just allow whatever comes up to begin to clear. Karen says, gratitude to you. Well, gratitude to all of you guys for joining us today. I really appreciate it. So do let us know, even if you're not watching live, if you're watching a replay, let us know what you experienced. Let us know how you are affected in your sleep throughout awakening. It's really good to know. I'm seeing a comment to do with, CG says they get pain on their right cheek connected to stress and meditation. Well, what you need to watch is sometimes meditation can be not good for us throughout awakening. It can amp our symptoms up. Anything physical though, always go to the doctor, always get medical advice for the 3D aspect, because that's very important. However, you want to be careful with things like meditation throughout awakening, because it can be overstimulating. I can see a few questions coming in about that, and I'm going to cover it. Kirsty says, thank you, I feel more peaceful now. I'm so glad. Karen says, I thought essential oils helped with sleep. Yes, they do. But for those of us going through awakening, essential oils really have a very different effect. So I'll go into that just for a little moment and explain it to you guys so that you know. So when you're going through spiritual awakening, what we've found is that things that are generally considered to be grounding, energetically grounding, have the opposite effect on us, because our energies are so volatile, they're so overcharged with this awakening process, it literally blasts us open. So crystals, essential oils, yoga, meditation, all of these things are supposed to ground us and supposed to help keep us in alignment, but they can throw us wildly out of alignment. So if you want to learn about that, we've got a free 5-day grounding course. You can check that out on our site. It's spiritualawakeningsigns.com. So on the front page, it's a 5-day course, and it'll teach you everything you need to know. That doesn't mean you'll never use essential oils or meditation. It just means that there are certain steps that you need to take, which I'll lead you through. It's very, very simple to just help ground your energies, and it's a totally different system from anything you've seen before. It's very different throughout awakening. Julie says she's dealing with a lot of grief right now, which is not easy going through awakening. She says it's making it hard in day-to-day things, and that's when rest is really important. You know, all your stuff starts to come up at night and it's really hard to unwind. Okay, so I can see a lot of people are saying they're sensing shifts, they can feel the energy moving. That's fantastic. And I can see Karen says, what about CBD oil? CBD oil, everyone's a little bit different with this. I personally have found it to be ungrounding, but what you'll need to do is test these things and see how your energy responds and how it affects your spiritual awakening. Like I said, it's all in the free 5-day course. It'll guide you through everything. spiritualawakeningsigns.com. It'll explain everything you need to know, because it is tough. Then you get to that point, you're like, can I use this? Can I use that? It explains it all, so don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm keeping the comments focused on the topic of today, which is sleep, guys. So any other questions, do feel free to bring them up in other videos if it's related, and we'll get onto that. But I'm going to finish up today. I want to thank you all for joining us. Do remember that you can hit below to be notified when we go live, and also you can subscribe to get updated with any of our future videos. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you get plenty of good rest and you stay in alignment in your awakening. Have a good day.